price value. When someone walks into Freddy's and spends $7.50 or $8 and they walk out of there feeling like they've had a $12 experience, we win.
First off, let me just say I'm glad to be here. Now, those 4 words are not flippant. They're actually very special to me. And what glad to be here was it was a saying we had on the Blue Angels. It's actually more like a mantra. And in its very essence, here's what it meant. Number 1, we're just grateful to have the job we had. Most people say pretty cool job, right? You know, but if you think about it, you all, as the franchisee owners and operators, and then of course the vendors and also the home office, you know, you have really cool jobs that I think more importantly impact people's lives.
Freddy's is happy and so universally loved by legions of devoted Fred heads who form this tremendous army of brand advocates for us.
But let's put this in perspective. Take a look at these jets and just think to yourself for a second, how close are we really flying? And imagine, here's my glass canopy, X feet away, the wingtip of another jet. Somebody give me a guess, how many feet? 10? 15? 3, 2? 3, yeah, you were strong on that. 3. I like to say 36 inches. It just sounds cooler, right? Right now, just reach out your arms. Everybody reach out your arms. Now, I know this is the Freddy's family, and I get that. But how much do you really trust that person next to you? Yeah, I know, right? Okay, right. Can you imagine at the end of these fingertips is a 22-ton jet? It's going 400 knots upside down. I mean, how? How do you get to that level of precision? How do you get to that level of teamwork? How do you get to that level of trust? And can you imagine if we can take some of those attributes, put them back into your restaurants, the results that are possible? Because I like to talk about results. I like to call it performance, high performance.
We know the custard is amazing. We know the steak burgers are amazing. We saw the Consumer Reports report just before it was published. We knew you were in the top 10. We know that a lot of people come to our restaurants as guests because they love the food. Yes or yes? There's no question about it. But the real question was that the senior leadership team had was, but what is it? What is it really? Is there something else that really sets us apart?
Over the past few days, folks, we have raised $3,360. Thank you so much.
What really sets you apart is the Freddy's way. So our question was, well, what is the Freddy's way? What does that mean? So here's what they said. They said there were really 6 elements. The first is, and remember, these are the actual guests. These are their words telling us what sets you apart. First, they said it's a place for every generation, a sense of belonging. Guests feel like they're part of something larger than themselves, and it's a local place to gather. The exact point this woman in Tempe told me at the first store I ever visited.
We're using a hashtag I Love Freddy's. So we've already begun to promote that in the stores a little bit and online.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Freddy culture on display. And we would like to thank you all for what you do respectively in your markets to pronounce the brand and to make those points of differentiation that we talked about today. Are you glad you're here? Absolutely, absolutely.
This week is special for us in many ways. Because of God's grace, we are able to be reunited with our Freddy's families and friends. It is with a deep sense of gratitude that we gather together in celebration. We thank you for attending and participating in our family, and mostly for your friendship.